I'm Ralph Grizzle, the avid cruiser. For more than 2 decades, I've cruised the 7 seas on some of the world's most luxurious ships. I write about my experiences on avidcruiser.com. My goal is to help people like you make informed decisions about your cruise vacations. Join me today in an exciting new mini-series as I explore the most popular cruise destinations around the world. My name is Ralph Grizzle, and I am the Avid Cruiser. Livorno is the gateway to cypress-studded landscapes, rolling hills draped in vineyards, and storied cities crowned with the masterworks of the great artists. We're going to see that and a lot more. Welcome to Tuscany. Florence is like a Tuscan jewel with its beautiful dome cathedrals and its colorful inner city, with its wide piazzas that are perfect for play and for framing the icons of Florentine beauty. Be sure to see Michelangelo's David, the most famous of sculptures here in the birthplace of the Italian Renaissance. The historic center, with its gorgeous cathedrals, is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. See the sights while walking the city and test your will when confronted with miniature mountains of creamy gelato. Stroll along the streets to admire the city's stunning architecture, past buildings that date back to even before the time when Florence was the capital of the Kingdom of Italy. The jewel of Tuscany will impress and astound you. The iconic medieval stone-enclosed bridge crossing the Arno River is known as Ponte Vecchio. The bridge is pedestrian-friendly, and you'll definitely want to take time to walk across it. You'll find the bridge to be as interesting on the inside as it is on the outside. Butchers were the original occupants of the shops lining both sides of the bridge, but today you're not likely to find prime cuts of beef. What you will find are souvenir shops and jewelry shops. In fact, you could spend a fair amount of time window shopping as you stroll this prime stretch of real estate crossing the river between the neighborhoods of Ponte San Trinita and Ponte alle Grazie. I'm in the Basilica di Santa Maria del Fiore. This church is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and also the iconic center of Florence. It's also a must-see when you're visiting this beautiful city. The name of the cathedral translates to the Basilica of St. Mary of the Flower. Sounds beautiful, and it certainly is. The structure was completed in 1496 when it was crowned by its magnificent dome. Underground, you'll see a grand mosaic that paved the floor of a basilica that predated the Florence Cathedral. The crypt of Santa Reparata features fascinating artifacts that provide tangible evidence of early Christianity in Florence. Among the crypt's most significant features is a peacock symbolizing immortality, which amazingly survives centuries completely intact. I climbed the nearly 500 steps to the top of the cathedral dome. Buildings with red tile roofs seem to stretch forever, and on the horizon, the rolling green hills of beautiful Tuscany. Lucca is a charming medieval town that's enclosed by massive brick walls that are among the best preserved defense structures of Renaissance Europe. The walls seem to isolate Lucca from the hectic pace of the modern world, and they give Lucca its special character. Inside the walls, you'll find a city of monuments and medieval houses, such as those at the Piazza Mercado, situated on the site of an ancient Roman theater. Houses here were built against the walls of the theater, and the piazza's distinct oval shape reflects the theater's outline. I enjoyed walking Lucca's medieval streets and admiring its interesting architecture, some of which soared to great heights. Take time to stroll along the Via Filalungo, Lucca's version of the Via Veneto in Rome, and a great way to end your time in this charming Italian city. The rolling hills of Chianti are adorned by leafy vineyards and stately cypresses, all breathtaking to admire. Equally as stunning are the stone castles that watch over many of the vineyards. This is a region that produces some of the world's most famous wines. You don't need to love wine to appreciate the beautiful countryside, however. You could simply admire the Tuscan landscape and you'd be happy enough. If you do enjoy wine, though, you're in luck. I made my way to Castel Viciomaggio, where I enjoyed tasting the Vineyard Select Chianti Classicos. They were perhaps even more tasty than they might have been elsewhere because of the beautiful setting. The Chianti Classico region is famous for its wine, and of course when you're here, you'll want to do a wine tasting. Now, I can't think of a better place or a better setting to do that than here at Castello Viciomaggio. The grapes that went into this bottle of Chianti Classico came from the beautiful vineyards below me. How do they taste? Absolutely delicious. Siena's age-old buildings mix with open-air cafes and narrow winding streets. The ancient city sits on a hill, and its entire historic center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Some of Siena's well-preserved medieval buildings were homes for the city's aristocratic families. The shell-shaped Piazza del Campo, home to Siena's famous medieval horse race, Il Palio, features original 13th century palaces and a 300-foot tall bell tower. If climbing the tower is not your thing, head to the Piazza del Duomo. Situated on Siena's highest hilltop, the Cathedral of St. Mary of the Assumption is built in stunning black and white marble. Siena is best seen on foot, so prepare to do a lot of walking in order to fully absorb the wonderful character of this ancient hilltop city. San Gimignano is another walled medieval Tuscan town with a few notable differences from Siena. Well, make that about a dozen notable differences. San Gimignano is famous for its unique tower houses, around a dozen of them that pierce the skyline. The towers were built by families so that they could live out of harm's way as wars and conflicts raged down below. There were 72 of these towers by the end of the medieval age, with some rising more than 20 stories. The towers and the historic city center make up a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Be sure to visit the Piazza della Cisterna, where you'll find a well that was the main source of water for the town's residents. You can climb to the top of the town's highest towers, or you can do as I did. Make your way to the top of the town walls for beautiful views overlooking Tuscany. No trip to Tuscany would be complete without visiting the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Building began here in 1173 and continued despite the tower's tilt. Today, the imperfect icon attracts thousands of visitors daily. It's the perfect place to snap your own iconic photograph. I hope you've enjoyed traveling with us through Tuscany, with its gorgeous landscapes, its UNESCO World Heritage Sites, its storied cities, and vibrant villages. This is a region that offers a lot to see and experience, all under the glow of the golden Tuscan sun. I'm Ralph Grizzle, and I'll see you in the next beautiful destination.